The Baltimore Ravens had a really good regular season this past year, but they let us down in the playoffs, losing to the Buffalo Bills, a team that they had beaten the regular season by a good margin. And because this was requested, we're going to rebuild those Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson ended up winning the MVP for a second year in a row. So let's dive on in and let's get a Super Bowl with this Baltimore Ravens team. The first player we're bringing back is Patrick Ricard. And we're going to let Brandon Stevens go. We tried to re-sign Ronnie Stanley. He did not want to stay. So we are going to carry this $56 million over into the free agency and go from there. And in the free agency, we bring back the left tackle Ronnie Stanley. Superstar dev, 90 overall. We added the 26-year-old corner in Paulson Adebo. Star dev, 82 overall. Just another key player on that defense. We also added Jalen Warren because Derrick Henry is old and regressing. This guy is 26 and a star dev. And with our first pick in the NFL draft this year at pick 27, we're taking Isaiah Bond. He is a speed receiver. He's a slot guy, but everybody knows that Baltimore needs help. We need somebody other than Zay Flowers. So let's bring in Isaiah Bond and help Lamar out. Ranked at 31, we got him at 27. Only normal dev, but 98 speed. And with the next pick, we're going with Rod Moore out of Michigan. 23 years old, 6 foot, 198. Elite speed, though. This guy looks like he can make a difference on our defense. Ranked at 48, we got him at 59. Normal dev, this is a normal dev draft class. It just is what it is. And the last player we're bringing in is Jack Beck. Bringing in another receiver. He is a good playmaker. He's great once he's got the ball in his hands. So that's who we're bringing in. Guys, real quick, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Dubby. If you need energy and you're tired of the same lame canned energy drinks, all the Red Bulls, Monsters, all that, etc., that's really bad for you, take a look at Dubby. It equates to $1 per drink. They have some great flavors. Go to dubby.gg. Pick out the flavors you want. Maybe get a shaker cup because they have some pretty good ones. And use code BusterPlays at checkout. Well, we're currently 10% off. And now, let's get back to the video. Ranked at 154, we got him at 91. Another hidden dev, but that's going to wrap up what we're going to do here in the draft. Well, I got our main rookie, Isaiah Bond, plugged into the offense. And Rod Moore plugged into the defense. Paulson Adebo is at that CB2 spot. So we are ready to get on with the year. Let's get to the midseason. We will see y'all there, and we'll see how the team's playing. And Lamar Jackson is leading the offense with 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's also leading in rushing, 298 yards, 8 touchdowns. Zay Flowers leading the team in receiving. Isaiah Bond only has 11 receptions so far, but 117 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Roquan Smith is leading the way in tackles. Odafe Owe in sacks. Kyle Van Noy not far behind. Marlon Humphrey leading the way in sacks. And it doesn't look like our rookie has one yet. Well, the midseason, I don't think we need to make any changes, so let's go ahead and get to the playoffs. And I'm going to stop at week 13, do the focus scouting. If anything important happens, we will see y'all there. Well, in incredible news, we go 15-2. We're the number 1 seed in the AFC. So we get the bye week, coming in at an 88 overall. Lamar Jackson, 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Derrick Henry, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 800 yards, 23 rushing touchdowns. Mark Andrews over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Zay Flowers with 920 and 7. The rookie with 560 and 5. Hopefully we can get him more involved next year. Defensively, Roquan Smith led the way in tackles. Odafe Owe in sacks with 11.5, Matabuike with 9.5, and Kyle Van Noy with 8. 8 interceptions for Marlon Humphrey, 4 for Paulson Adebo, none from our rookie, which kind of is, it kind of sucks. And in the divisional round, we have to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Luckily, we're at M&T Bank, so we are at home for this one. So let's go ahead and hop in. Let's go ahead and jump to the end of the game. We'll hop in if we have to. I don't think we will, as we are way better than this Los Angeles team. I might be biting my tongue there, though, as we take a 10-7 lead, 17-7, 17-14. Why is the logo all messed up? 20-14, we end up taking down the Los Angeles Chargers. In the divisional round, now we got to go on to the AFC Championship, where Lamar has never made it before. Lamar not having a particularly good game. That's kind of notoriously Lamar in the playoffs there, with 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. Derrick Henry leading the way, though, 8 for 116 and a touchdown, averaging 14.5. Lamar Jackson getting a rushing touchdown of his own. Not much in the way of receiving numbers outside of Mark Andrews going for 64 yards. Rookie Rod Moore leading the way in tackles. Only 2 TFLs. 2 sacks for Matabuike. And 0 interceptions. And we had Matabuike with a player of the week, but on an interesting note, Sam Darnold ended up as the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders, where he has brought them to the AFC Championship. They're only an 82 overall, but that's who we have to take on. So let's go ahead, hop into this one, and lead the team to an AFC champion, or to a Super Bowl. Well, we have home field advantage again, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the end of the game. Hopefully, they score first. We tie it up 7-7. We need our defense to come up big in this game. 10-7, 17-7, 20-7. We put up 20 points back to back, but Lamar Jackson gets his first AFC Championship win. Sam Darnold made it, so congrats to him there. Lamar Jackson coming in at the number 3 spot for the MVP. We win Coach of the Year with John Harbaugh. Lamar Jackson does get Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Marlon Humphrey coming in at the 6th spot. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Isaiah Bond at 6 as well. Defensive Rookie, we don't have anybody on the list. Best Quarterback, Lamar Jackson at 3. Best Running Back, Derrick Henry at 6. Best Wide Receiver, not going to have anybody there. Best Offensive Lineman, Tyler Linderbaum at 4. And Falele at 10. Best Defensive Line, Matabuike at 10. Best Linebacker, Owe at 5. Best Defensive Back goes to Marlon Humphrey. Hopefully a Dev Trait, Paulson Adebo down at that 8 spot. And Best Kicker goes to Justin Tucker, who I don't really support. All the allegations going on right now. Get this guy off the team. And in incredible fashion, we have to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Baker finally gets there. Let's see if we can take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Well, I skipped past the kickoff. They get the ball first, but we're going to jump to the end of the game, where hopefully we can win. We have a 7-0 lead, 7-3. Let's keep it going. Offense 10-7, 13-10, 10-17. This is where we hop in. Oh, we are on defense. So that did not go to our plan. 4 minutes left. Let's try to get a stop, as Baker Mayfield has a superstar, Dev. And we forced the incompletion there to Cade Otton. 2nd and 10. Incomplete pass. We know it's a pass here. Oh, I was right. He held on to that? I was trying to get there. That came at me quick. All right, Simpson. This is going to be a run here. D-line, hold up. All right, we need something to happen here. We got to get the ball back. We can't. A field goal is all right here, but that's about it. There we go, 3rd and 1. We're going to let it roll. We're going to try to get in here with Madubuike. I think we got a run coming. And we do get the sack. Odafe Owe getting one, bringing up 4th and 10. Well, we had a really big punt return with Isaiah Bond. Set us up at the 33, so we're in position to score. We don't want to do it too fast, though. As we hit Mark Andrews, gets to 2nd and inches. Takes a big hit, though. Jalen Warren out there. No Derrick Henry. So we hit the 2-minute. All right, we got Derrick Henry back, so you know we're handing them the ball. We got a read option, though, so if they bite, no, you know, and it's going to be a holding. 1:30 left, 3rd and 7. We got to be on top of our game here. As we're going to hit Zay Flowers for the 1st down. I probably could have rat caught it there, but oh well. Give me an inside zone here. Vita Vea spun right into me. We had the perfect opening. We could have gone for quite the gain there, and we messed it up. We have put some pressure on ourselves. But we find Isaiah Bond in the end zone. It was a little low. 18 seconds left, though. We may have just won it for ourselves. Isaiah Bond played a big role in this game. See if we can get our defense working right. As Baker's on the run, lay a hit stick, only 4 seconds left. We know where they're going. Got a bunch of people back there. That's game over. The Baltimore Ravens are your Super Bowl champions. Lamar finally gets it done. And Lamar Jackson had a really good game. Only 141 yards. We kept it on the ground a lot. We threw the solo touchdown. He did get sacked 3 times, though. Derrick Henry, 40 yards on the ground. Lamar Jackson with 37 and a touchdown. Jalen Warren with a touchdown as well. Zay Flowers leading the way in receiving with 37 yards. Isaiah Bond with the lone touchdown. Defensively, Owe leading the way in tackles. Owe leading the way in TFLs, and it looks like Owe leading the way in sacks as well. He could be your Super Bowl MVP and 0 interceptions. And Lamar Jackson did win the Super Bowl MVP, so not only does he have several regular season MVPs, he now has a Super Bowl ring and a Super Bowl MVP to add to the list. And sadly, we are going to have to say goodbye to a lot of people like Mark Andrews, Derrick Henry, and Odafe Owe, Isaiah Likely, Keaton Mitchell, Travis Jones, because we have 4.9 in salary cap. We can't afford any of these guys. Well, in the free agency, we did get a bump up to 18 mil. We were able to bring back Isaiah Likely. That way we at least had a reasonable tight end, and we can focus our draft on replacing the other big players we lost. Well, I'm not really interested in trading up this year, so we're going to get to pick 32. Well, Terrence Claiborne was the best pass rusher available, something we need desperately since we lost our number 1. He was ranked at 81. We got him at 32. He is hidden dev, so that is the most important thing. All right, Chauncey Newhouse looks like an incredible left guard. We're going to bring him in. Probably not the only guard we bring in. Ranked at 27, got him at 64. Only normal dev, but he's probably going to start right away. And in the 3rd round, Michael Dickinson. Says he's center. We're going to move him to right guard. Looks like the best available guy for the 3rd round. It's probably the last draft pick we're going to show unless I draft somebody incredible. Ranked at 43, got him at 96, and another normal dev guard. Well, taking a look at the draft recap, Terrence Claiborne is not the highest overall, but he is hidden dev, so he's going to see the field plenty. Newhouse is going to be a starting left guard. Dickinson is going to be a starting right guard. Gates will probably see the field. I might push for him to start, even though he's not a starter. Allman is probably not going to start unless he's got a dev trait, and Clay is just a backup tight end. It's really hard to nail these drafts at pick 32, but with 3 70 overall players, you can't be upset. And Gates, if we do the training camp with him, he'll be a 70 overall. So really, You got about 470 overall players there. Well, we have everybody plugged in like the guards, and it looks like Ronnie Stanley has gotten hurt. Hopefully not for long. And we have our pass rushers plugged in on the defensive side of the ball. As you can see, Marlon Humphrey did go up. Rod Moore, I believe, went up. I think he was normal dev, so that's exciting. But yeah, Terrence Claiborne, Manny Gates, both plugged in the lineup. Everybody else looks to be playing pretty good. We still have a lot of X factors, a lot of superstars. Hopefully these young players can just settle in and we don't have to force them to be great right away. So since we got those guys plugged in, as you can see, we are an 86 overall team. Let's go ahead and get to the midpoint and check out the team and see how they're playing. Well, we are in a tough spot here at the regular season, and I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. I think Kyle Hamilton stays. He's a superstar X Factor, 25 years old. He's going to stay. Marlon Humphrey being 30, we are going to trade away. All right, well, we trade Marlon Humphrey away for Tez Johnson, a second-year receiver, a first round this year, and a second round next year. That gets him off our books and gets us some young talent and some draft prospects. Everybody else I'm going to wait on. I'm going to see if maybe I can get a bump by the end of the year or something. I don't want to let Tyler Linderbaum go. Now, we also have a receiver breakout for Isaiah Likely. We're going to do 125 receiving yards. I don't really think he's going to get it, but against this 1-5 Falcons, he could prove me wrong. And Lamar Jackson having a decent year through the air so far. 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, and an interception. Jaylen Warren not doing great, but 5 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson with 7. Receiving, Zay Flowers leading in receiving yards, but no touchdowns. Isaiah Likely with a touchdown, and Isaiah Bond with 5. Trenton Simpson leading the way in tackles. Matabuike in TFLs, and Matabuike in sacks with 2. Roquan Smith with 2. Tavarius Robinson with 2. Adisa Isaac with 1.5, Trenton Simpson with 1, Manny Gates with 1, our rookie Terrence Claiborne with 0. And it doesn't look like Isaiah Likely got the depth trait. Apparently he had a tough game. Hopefully he gets a decent amount of XP and 100 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, double or nothing. Okay, we pulled that. I guess we'll see if he gets it against the Browns. We lost to the 1-5 Falcons. Well, we beat the Browns pretty decently, but we did not get a dev trait for Isaiah Likely. No big deal. Let's get to the end of the year. Well, we don't quite get the 1 seed this year, but we go 12-5. We lead our division. We're the number 2 seed, so we still make the playoffs. We have a wild card round against our divisional opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers. But before we hop into that, we're going to take a look at the team, our 1 dev trait, and some of the stats. Claiborne only ends up being star dev. Manny Gates is starting to develop a little bit up to a 73 overall so far. Hopefully he can continue that. Offensively, both guards playing outstanding, up to 79 overalls. Can't complain there. Lamar Jackson, 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. That should be an MVP type year because I bet he's had a pile of rushing touchdowns. And Jaylen Warren, 800 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 755 and 17 rushing touchdowns. A pile of rushing touchdowns from the tandem. Isaiah Likely going over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Isaiah Bond with 8 and 10 touchdowns. Bateman with 8 and 6. Zay Flowers with 750 and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Roquan led the way in tackles. Matabuike with 15 TFLs. Terrence Claiborne with 10. Matabuike tied with Terrence Claiborne, the rookie, who at the midseason had 0 sacks with 9. Hopefully a Rookie of the Year campaign there. Roquan with 6. Tavarius Robinson with 5.5. The rookie Manny Gates with 4. And Trenton Simpson with 3. 5 picks from Roquan, 3 from Trenton Simpson, 3 from Paulson Adebo, 2 from Nate Wiggins, 2 from Rod Moore, 1 from Kyle Hamilton, and 1 from Kane. I don't even know how to say that first name there. I'm not going to murder it. Well, it looks like we had a good year statistically, so let's go ahead and see if we can make a good playoff run here and take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another game at M&T Bank for us. Let's go to the end of the game. Pittsburgh's up 3-0. 3-7, we take the lead. 14-3. See if we can continue to grow the lead. 21-3, that's going to be game over right there. 21-10 is your final as we take down the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round. And Lamar Jackson having the best game we've simulated so far. 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. Well, the Jets is going to be a tough one as we did trade Marlon Humphrey to the Jets. I should have thought about that and gone maybe NFC there. But we have the Jets at home in M&T Bank in the divisional round. Let's see if we can take them down. Well, I was curious, but I didn't really pay attention to who the Jets quarterback was. I have a feeling it's like Brock Purdy. It's not going to matter as we go to the end of the game. We'll hop in if we have to. The Jets score quick. Can we answer back? We do 7-0, 14-7. Can we get something on the board? We tie at 14-14. We got to come in on defense. There's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. I don't know who that is, but we gotta get a stop here. That's a 3rd and 1. We're able to call our first time out here. As I don't know they're running it to the right, but I got an idea that they're running it to the right, and it's going to be a pass. Oh, we just let up another touchdown. They hit us on the play action. Really messed up sending 2. Oh, Tez Johnson's wide open. We get a quick score back. Make it 21. No, we're going for it. It's exactly what we're doing. The problem is we don't have any physical receivers on this team. But we do have Isaiah Bond, who can do in a pinch. It's a 6-point game. All right, they got to be running in here. 1:42. Is that... All right, we got a timeout. I don't know who that quarterback is. I cannot see the name. All right, we got another time. We're out of timeouts here. I'm going to trust Roquan to do... Okay. I shouldn't have trusted... It's Quinn Ewers. And that's going to be game over. They're going to kneel this one out. And that does it. We end up losing to the Jets 28-22 in the divisional round. And I guess Lamar went out there for a play as Brady Cook has a pass. But, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick isn't terrible, especially 70% completion percentage. Well, Lamar Jackson wins another MVP. Coach of the Year, we find ourselves not on the list. Lamar Jackson also wins Offensive Player of the Year. And defensively, we're not on the list. Offensive Rookie Terrence Clay, who is a 2nd string, 3rd string tight end, finds himself at 8. Defensive Rookie, though, does go to Terrence Claiborne. That's exactly what we thought. Hopefully we get that dev up to superstar. What an accomplishment for him. Best quarterback goes to Lamar Jackson. Best running back, Jaylen Warren at 4. I would have thought with 16 touchdowns, he would have been a little higher up. Best wide receiver, we're not on the list. Best offensive lineman, Tyler Linderbaum at 6. Best defensive lineman, Madubuike at 9. Best linebacker, Roquan Smith at 2. Terrence Claiborne at 6. Best defensive back, we're not on the list. And best kicker goes to Justin Tucker again. I just haven't gotten rid of him. But you know what? For Madden reasons, I'm not going to. And the Detroit Lions are your Super Bowl champions. It's their first in franchise history. On the offensive side of the ball, Isaiah likely does go up to Superstar Dev. And Terrence Claiborne does go up to Superstar Dev with the Rookie of the Year. And we do end up getting Tyler Linderbaum to stay. We don't have to worry about replacing our center. He's here for the long haul. We get him on a 4-year deal, so we don't have to worry about center for the rest of the rebuild. But on that note, everybody else does go. Sadly, we'll have to try to replace Trenton Simpson. Nate Wiggins, I don't know if I want to accept his 5th-year option or not. We might just try to re-sign him next year. We're not going to sign any free agents because I'm worried about who we have to re-sign next year, and we only have $13 million, so we're just going to kind of let that roll over. We're going to get to the draft. We have 2 first-round picks this year, so hopefully we can get 2 really good players for this team. The first player we're picking is Rashawn Cherry. We lost a receiver this year, so we definitely need another, and he's a top 5 talent. We're not letting this guy go. Ranked at 2, we got him at 26, and he's a hidden dev. This guy's going to be electric for our offense. Darrell Burks is a round 1 to 2 talent. This is late round 1. We need a defensive tackle terribly. So we're going to go ahead and take him, try to improve that defensive line. We'll give Manny another year. We get the Roger Goodell animation, so that's got to mean good, right? Ranked at 34, got him at 29. Another hidden dev. I think this is the only draft we've gotten 2 hidden dev players. All right, in the second round, Moses Parsons, round 1 to 2 talent. We're not going to put him at right outside. We're going to actually move him over to middle linebacker because he's a scheme fit there. But a lot of elites, looks fantastic. Give us our 3rd hidden dev of the draft. Another Roger Goodell animation. Ranked at 50, got him at 58. Only normal dev though. All right, we're taking a backup running back here in John Gaddis. He's just a day 3 pick. Ranked at 19 though. Only normal dev, but gonna have a good overall. And to finish it off, the last bit, I'm going to show you a hidden dev punter. And before we get into year 3, you know we're going to take a look at the roster. Our offensive line is looking good. Maybe we could get some upgrades. Running back is probably our worst position, really, on offense. I trust those offensive linemen more than I trust Jaylen Warren, really, at an 84 overall. Of course, we have the rookie Rashawn Cherry that is going to make a huge difference. I mean, a lot of young receivers in Isaiah Bond, Tez Johnson, Beck, and Rashawn Cherry. Even Zay Flowers is young as is, but at least one of them is a hidden dev. And with the second highest player in the draft, I'm hoping at least a superstar dev. Defensively, we got Burks here, who is a hidden dev. We just drafted Terrence Claiborne, who is a second-year player now, superstar dev. Manny Gates, who I'm hoping can get a dev trait there. Wayne, who the computer drafted as a hidden dev late round guy, that is now our 3rd string corner, who has a dev trait, so hopefully that turns out good. Parsons, who we drafted at middle linebacker, who I was hoping would have a dev trait. Maybe he plays good enough to get one with a bunch of tackles, but I think our defense is still good enough. They got a lot of room to improve with a lot of young players. Our offense is really good. Let's get to the midseason and see how this young team is playing. And finally at the midseason, we have some cap room, but I think that's going to change because we have to sign Lamar Jackson first. Well, we get Lamar Jackson signed, and I don't want to talk about how big the deal was because I don't think we're going to have any cap room left. I lied. We have $101 million, and we still have Roquan Smith. Well, Roquan Smith signed. We still got a pile of other players to sign. And we get Madubuike just on a 2-year as he is close to that regression mark. Zay Flowers signs on the dotted line to a big deal, but he stays in Baltimore long term. Nate Wiggins also signs a 5-year. He's going to be in Baltimore for the long haul. The bad part is I think we have to say goodbye to both of our tackles. But it's a good last year for him because we're currently 6-1 and we're winning games left and right. We are the number 1 seed in the AFC, so you can't be upset about it. Rashawn Cherry is only star dev, and we don't know any of our defensive players' dev traits yet, but I'm assuming hopefully they're pretty good. And Lamar Jackson having a similar year to last year. 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks so far. Lamar Jackson leading the way in rushing. Jaylen Warren not doing great. Needs to pick it up if he wants to catch last year's pace. Isaiah Bond leading the team in receiving yards and touchdowns with 5. Hopefully he can get a dev trait this year. Rashawn Cherry, the rookie, not doing too great. Defensively, Roquan's leading the way in tackles. Matabuike in TFLs, and it looks like Matabuike in sacks. Manny Gates not far behind him, and Terrence Claiborne only with a half a sack. Going to need to do a lot to catch up to that 9 that he had last year. And only 4 interceptions so far on the year. I do not feel good about that. But we're still playing really good at the midseason, so we are going to go ahead and get to the playoffs. I'm going to stop at week 13, do the focus scouting. If anything important happens, I'll be sure to let you know. Well, we finished the year 11-6. We do not win the division this year, but we still make the playoffs, which means we can make a playoff run. The first thing we're going to check, though, is those dev traits and those stats. Burks only had star dev, and we still don't know Wayne's dev trait yet. Lamar Jackson finishes 3,900 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Also 14 rushing touchdowns. Jaylen Warren with a fall off there, going down to 8, half of what he had last year. Isaiah Likely leads the team in receiving yards with 4 touchdowns. Zay Flowers with 870 and 4 touchdowns. Cherry, the rookie, with 552 and 2. Isaiah Bond with 514 and 6. Roquan still leading the way in tackles. Terrence Claiborne in TFLs, tied with Matabuike for 11. 7.5 sacks for Matabuike, 7 for Manny Gates, 6.5 for Claiborne, 4 for the rookie Daryl Burks, 4 for Adisa Isaac. 3 picks for Roquan, and only 5 others, spread out fairly even. Not the year you'd like to see for turnovers. But we have a wild card game against the Bills. We are a better overall, so we're going to hop in and see if we can take them down. Let's go ahead and go to the end of the game where we take a 3-0 lead. Can we score a touchdown, please? We have a 91 overall offense. 17-3, there we go. 17-10. Oh, I don't like that. 17-17, and we have OT. So we're going to go ahead and hop in. We get the ball first, but this is playoff overtime rules. So each team gets a chance to score as Tej Johnson is going to take it up to the 30. Now, I do like the idea of handing this to Jaylen Warren, and that's exactly what we're going to do is he gets a nice gain of 7. And we're going to keep going back to Jaylen Warren, like right here on the screen. Unless Isaiah Likely just pops open real quick. He does, and he gets the first down. I would just love for Zay Flowers to burn here. I don't see it happening. I see us going to Clay here. That's exactly what we're going to do. Get the first down. All we're concerned about is getting the first down, moving the ball. And Jaylen Warren can't hold on there. Well, thanks to a really nice jet sweep, we find ourselves in the red zone. So we're going to go ahead and try to score a touchdown here fairly quick as we hit Cherry. And he's going to break one, get down to the 3. We got a read option here, but my thought is to hand it off all the way. Unless he bites. Let's watch. Nope, we're just going to hand it off. Jaylen Warren's going to find his way into the end zone. And I think we're going to go ahead and go for 2. Because if we can create a stop, which I have trust in our defense, then we're fine. But if we score 2 here, and we're not going to, we just need a stop. Well, that may be the worst decision I've ever made in a rebuild, as they are going to hit Khalil Shakir right off the bat. I mean, I'm not even in man coverage. I'm trying to spread stuff out as they hit James Cook there for a gain of 6. Time's running off the clock, though. We have time. We're trying to put a little bit of pressure on Josh Allen, but it's not seeming to work. And it does there, as we are able to get the sack with Madden. 3rd and 13. We're bringing the blitz again. You're going to see Patrick Queen in there. Maybe a corner. And it's not going to matter, as Josh Allen's going to eat a hit stick and run for the first down anyway. We really need our star players to play like star players here. We need some pass rush. And he gets sacked again, this time from Terrence Claiborne and Madden. Injury timeout. Who's getting worked on? Oh, it's Josh Allen. That may have been the perfect thing that could happen. I don't know who that is. And James Cook's going to drop the ball. It's 3rd and 16. It's all or nothing here. We got Roquan. And we're going to get the sack. 4th and 28. They have one final play. That's all they can do. I'm going to be Roquan here. I'm going to guard this seam. And Paulson Adebo's going to get the pick. That's going to end it. Just run out of bounds. Don't fumble it. We beat Buffalo in the wild card round just like that, 23-17. Now we have to play the number 1 seed Houston Texans. Let's go ahead and jump to the end of the game. We are up 7-0. It's tied 7-7. Can we keep it up 14-7? We need our defense to get a stop here. 21-14, 21-21. We got to hop in here. We have the ball in a really good spot. 1:58. We just got to get down the field and score, as we're probably going to get a holding call. Yep, it's holding. Well, we now find ourselves on the 4 thanks to a holding call where we're going to try a run here. And we get nowhere. Give me a good look. I would love Zay Flowers to burn. I don't have a lot of faith. So we're going to rely on Lamar Jackson to move the chains with his legs, get us a 3rd and 5. Well, we really only need to get in field goal range here. And with Justin Tucker, oh, we take a sack. Why is Lamar not fast enough to get out of that? I face that issue with a lot of quarterbacks, but none of them are Lamar's speed. Throw that away. Are we saying this is not Justin Tucker's? No, we're not doing that. We got one more timeout, but we got to... Isaiah Likely, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. Did he? This is going to be game over. We're just going to run one play here. Center it up. Well, Justin Tucker's going to hit it anyway. 24-21. Well, 4 seconds left. We might be taking down the number 1 seed. I'm just going to try to get after CJ Stroud here. And Manny Gates is right there. We break it up. That is game over. We take down the Houston Texans in the divisional round. In the AFC Championship, we have to take on the Kansas City Chiefs that are also 11-6. Very similar to us. 89 overall, 91 offense. They have an 88 defense, and we have an 87. I still think we're good enough to win this game, though. We're going to go ahead and go to the end of the game, see if we need to hop in as we take a 7-0 lead. Is our defense pretty good? 14-7, 17-7, 17-17. This is where we hop in. And we're on defense. I always catch it just too late. 1:45 left. We know they're throwing the ball here as he is the solo man. We hit the hit stick, but they get the first down anyway. Why are we backing up so far? I don't want to be backing up that far. 1st and 10, 1:19 left. This is not good. We either need to let them score or start using our timeouts. We cannot... And they get the first down there. 1:09 left. They're going to try to run this clock out, aren't they? We're going to call a timeout. We got to use them. Last time I did this and I forecasted a run here, they threw it, but that is going to give us time with the ball back. We're not going to be able to get a block. Well, we have 28 seconds left. We really need to get in field goal range. I'd really love a touchdown, as we're not going to get anything there because Isaiah likely can't get on the ground. Receivers really don't go low for anything in Madden. Give me something I can work with. I need something on the outside here. I have no timeouts. Tez Johnson is going to catch it, but we don't have the time, and we lose in the AFC Championship to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a heartbreaker. And Lamar Jackson finds himself at 5 for the MVP. We do not make a Coach of the Year race. Breece Hall winning Offensive Player of the Year. Lamar Jackson at the 2 spot. Defensive Player of the Year. We don't have anybody on the list. Offensive Rookie. Gaddis at 5. Defensive Rookie. Parsons at 5. And Burks at 8. Best quarterback, Lamar at 4. Best running back, not on the list. Best wide receiver, we're not going to be on that list. Best offensive lineman goes to Michael Dickinson, so we can expect a depth trade out of our right guard. Best defensive line, we are not on the list. Best linebacker, we are not on the list. Best defensive back, we are not on the list. And best kicker goes to Justin Tucker again. And the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl again, beating the Kansas City Chiefs a second year in a row. Sadly, Ronnie Stanley retires, so we do lose out on our left tackle. We did not lose or gain any depth traits on the defensive side of the ball. Well, we did lose. Wayne, the rookie, lost his depth trait. Everybody else stays the same, though. We're still looking to improve at that right outside linebacker position. Maybe, Kyle Hamilton will come back. The right end position, maybe, but Manny Gates has put up numbers. Offensively, I think we just need to improve the offensive line, a left tackle, a right tackle, maybe, well, probably after this year. And maybe another receiver. All right, the only free agent we're bringing in is Brandon Coleman. He's a young left tackle. We have to replace both tackles this year. So we're going to shoot for a right tackle in the draft. Well, we have the 29th pick in the draft, and as you can bet, we're not trading up again. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, Corey Randolph, a guy we're going to make a right tackle. Looks to be the best tackle at this point in the draft. Ranked at 43, got him at 29, but a hidden dev. Well, we need a right outside linebacker, and Mike Matthews looks like the best available. He's not really a scheme fit, but I don't care. Ranked at 20, and he's a hidden dev. He's going to be an excellent player for this Ravens team. And for our second pick in the third round, we're reaching, but Alex Hall is a round 1 talent. We need running back, so he is coming onto the team. We get the Roger Goodell. Oh, ranked at 10. We got him at 61 and a hidden dev. He's going to start immediately. All right, another linebacker, but a round 1 to 2 talent. Maybe a hidden dev we can put at middle linebacker. Ranked at 47. Got him at 93. Normal dev, so he's going to ride the bench. And taking a look at the draft recap, 670 plus overall players. Rudolph, hidden dev right tackle. Mike Matthews, a hidden dev right outside linebacker. Alex Hall, a hidden dev running back that we are going to make sure sees the field right away. Well, we trade Jaylen Warren to the Washington Commanders for a 7th and a 3rd round pick in this coming draft. And this is the team before we hop into year 4. Rudolph starting at right tackle. The rest of the offensive line looks good. The receivers look really good. Alex Hall, the rookie running back, is starting. Hopefully he's got a really good dev and plays really well. Defensively, Matthews with that hidden dev playing up to a 76. Manny Gates, I'd like to see more development out of. Same with Daryl Burks. Claiborne looks good, though. We still have Roquan, Parsons, Kyle Hamilton, Adebo, Nate Wiggins, who's finally taken over that CB1 spot, Matabuike, and Rod Moore, who we drafted year 1. This team is up to an 88 overall. I expect us to be back in the Super Bowl here for year 4 and year 5. So let's go ahead and get to the midseason and see if we can get it done. And at the midseason, we have no money, so we will be losing players, which means we're going to have to knock it out of the draft and just replace Isaiah Likely and Rod Moore. And we are currently 5-1 with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. Actually, first in opponent pass yards a game, 10th in rushing. Our offensive rush yards and pass yards aren't great, but our points per game are, top 10, so that's all that matters. And both of our offensive rookies end up only being star dev. Hall, I was hoping for a higher dev trade out of. Rudolph, I was kind of thinking star dev. And we still don't know Matthews' dev trait yet. Hopefully that unlocks soon, and we know it by the playoff time. Lamar Jackson kind of regressing a little bit. 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Rushing Lamar Jackson, though, 293 and 6. Hall with 198 and 2. That's not necessarily really good. Isaiah Bond, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, Likely with 301 touchdown. Zay Flowers with 232 and 2, and Rayshon Cherry with 187 and 1. Defensively, Moses Parsons leading the way in tackles. Matabuike in TFLs, and it looks like Matabuike in sacks with 5. Terrence Claiborne with 3. Daryl Burks with 2. Manny Gates with 1.5, and the rookie Mike Matthews with 1. 2 picks for Zach Hancock and 1 for Kyle Hamilton. And since everything's looking so good at the midseason, we're going to go ahead and get to the playoffs. I'm going to stop do our focus scouting. If y'all don't hear from me, then that means nothing important happened. So we'll see y'all at the playoffs. Well, I must have given Lamar Jackson the pep talk he needed because he finished with 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's a pretty good passing year. That's actually the best passing year he's had so far. And I did bump up Rayshon Cherry to the number 2 receiver, as Isaiah Bonds was the slot guy. So hopefully that made a big difference there. Lamar Jackson, of course, with a bunch of rushing yards, 728, 14 touchdowns. The rookie Hall with 584 and 8 touchdowns. And Gaddis, the backup, with 6. Isaiah Bond, over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 978 and 8 touchdowns. Isaiah Likely with 947 and 7. Rayshon Cherry with 7 and 6. Defensively, Roquan Smith leads the way in tackles. Matabuike in TFLs. And Matabuike in sacks with 12.5. Daryl Burks with 7 sacks. Terrence Claiborne with 5. Manny Gates with 3.5. And the rookie still with only 1. We did pick it up on interceptions, though, as Kyle Hamilton had 2. Moses Parsons with 2. Paulson Adebo with 2. Zach Hancock with 2, Nate Wiggins with 2, and Rod Moore with 1. And no surprise here as we finish as the 1 seed, going 13-4. And in the divisional round, we have to take on the Indianapolis Colts, an 84 overall team. So let's hop into this one and see if we can win another playoff home game. Let's go ahead and jump to the end of this game. We'll hop in if we have to. And we have a tie game now, 7-7, as we have really kind of stumped it on offense. But we do have a chance to tie it here. 2:13 left. We're getting the ball back. Isaiah Bond is incredible. Isaiah Bond is incredible. All right, got to get a quick score here. So you know we're going to be passing the ball. And we don't have the time to get it where we want. All right, under a minute left. We really got to start trying to score here. I don't necessarily want to use our timeouts yet, but we're going to use one there as Isaiah Bond gets us to the 7. All right, this is where we really need a big possession. Like, we need a physical guy here. And I can't get it to him there. You need a physical guy for these short situations. But we're going to find Cherry. Now, here's the thing. What do? I don't want to do this. I'm going to be honest. We're going to bitch out here. We're going to go for the field goal. And try to force this into OT. Well, I don't know who their quarterback is, but he is not. Oh, there we go, Roquan. All right, they should probably just run this out. This game's going to overtime. All right, Madubuike stops it. There we go. I don't know how many games that cost us, but it did not have Evan McPherson as our field goal kicker for whatever reason. Oh, I looked away. Is that still Michael Pittman? All right, defense, we got to get a stop here. Give me a fumble. Roquan's laying the hammer. All right, we got to be able to stop him here. I don't know what we're doing, but whatever it is, it's not. There we go. Get a sack, Darrell Burks. 3rd and 12. We know a pass is coming here. Fourth and 4. All right, we got to try to stop this. I mean, we don't have to. This isn't game over. But okay, that could have been so good. We did block it. Hall is not in. We got the backup Banks. I don't know. What is that? Big 2nd and 13 here in overtime. We're going to hit Hall again. I've been liking these zig routes. I think we're going to stay at them, see if they pay off. We have Cherry. He doesn't have the speed to get away there, though. All right, we gotta start getting at it. That was a bad bounce. All right, we flip the run. Okay, snap the ball. What are you doing? Apparently we are not a running team. I can run with Lamar, though. Get out of bounds at the 6. I'm in the business of walk-off touchdowns. Let's see if we can get it. We got Cherry. He's in. That's a game winner. We got the divisional. And now in the AFC Championship, we have to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Only an 85 overall, 84 offense, 87 defense. Another AFC Championship game at M&T Bank. We're going to jump to the end here. Let's see if we can take down Jacksonville. They score fast. Can our offense get going, please? There we go. 7-7, 10-7. Let's keep it going, offense. Stay rolling. You found something that worked. No, I can't do this. We, for some reason, can only put up 14 points before I have to come in. That's not what I wanted to do. I definitely tried to keep that. Our offensive line, as good as it looks, cannot run block. But we'll get the first down with Banks anyway. I tried to go down there. Didn't work. They probably know a run's coming. That's why I got this box stacked up. But we're going to run it anyway with Hall. And that's probably going to be his biggest run of the day as he's 9 for 21. Less than 30 seconds left. We're just going to try to get the first down here and ice this. They don't have any timeouts. And that's exactly what we do. Game secured. The Baltimore Ravens are the AFC champions. And just to show it, here's the final kneel. We're going to go ahead and kneel it. That's game over. And before we take a look at who we're playing in the Super Bowl, I am curious to how Lamar Jackson didn't win the MVP. 14 rushing touchdowns, 33 passing touchdowns, 47 total touchdowns. That's an MVP. I don't even know what kind of year Mahomes had, but I don't care. And at 13-4, we come in all the way down at 7 for Coach of the Year. Oh, the Packers have a new coach in Ed Green. Lamar Jackson does get AFC Offensive Player of the Year, though. We do not find ourselves on the list for Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie goes to Alex Hall. Maybe a dev trait there. Defensive Rookie, we're not on the list, which is upsetting. Best Quarterback, Lamar at 2. Best Running Back, probably not going to be on that list. Best Wide Receiver, nowhere to be found. Best Offensive Lineman goes to Chauncey Newhouse, maybe a dev trait for our only normal dev offensive lineman. And our other guard, Michael Dickinson at 3. And Tyler Linderbaum coming in all the way down here at 10. Best Defensive Lineman, Madubuike at 7. Best linebacker, we're not going to find ourselves on that list. Best defensive back, we're not on that list either. And best kicker, we're not on that list. And we do have to play the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. Before we hop in, though, I am going to look at the dev traits. So on offense, it looks like Newhouse did get a dev trait. Isaiah Likely goes up to Superstar X Factor. Alex Hall goes up to Superstar. Defensively, Madubuike goes up to Superstar X Factor, and that's all. As we do see that Mike Matthews did have Star Dev. Well, let's go ahead and hop into this one against the Atlanta Falcons. They're a good team as well. We have literally 1 point on them across the board, so this is going to be a tough one. Let's go ahead and jump to the end of this Super Bowl, as it looks like we are in Tampa. We take a 7-0 lead, 14-0. Can our defense pitch a shutout? I don't think so. Nope, I spoke too soon. And that's going to end it 14-7. 14 was the magical number for us. Our offense wasn't great, but our defense won this championship for sure. And Lamar Jackson, of course, is your Super Bowl MVP again. Well, we're supposed to be here to re-sign players, but we have no money. But you know what I find weird? We are ranked number 1 for offensive points per game, and our offense struggled to score more than 14 points for each of those playoff games. Well, I know my move for this draft, and I know I have picked 32, but we're going to go ahead and get to it because I know exactly who I'm picking. And with our pick in round 1, we are going with Gerald Atkins, a tight end, several elites, looks like a fantastic athlete, has a round 1 to 2 talent and a bunch of A's. He's going to be our replacement at tight end for Isaiah Likely, ranked at 44, got him at 32, and a hidden dev, 87 speed. This dude's going to be electric. All right, mortgaging away our future draft, and, well, 2/3 from this year, a second next year, for a second-round pick from the Carolina Panthers, and we keep our second at 32. We got to bring in a free safety. All right, with this pick here we got from Carolina, we are drafting David Stanton, Looks incredible. Ranked at 14, got him at 43. Only normal dev, but he's going to be a good player for us. Well, we kind of need another corner, and Nick Hill looks like the best available for us. Let's bring him in. Oh, we get the Roger Goodell animation. Ranked at 5. We got him at 64. Only normal dev, but he's going to be a playmaker. All right, we're just taking a backup pass rusher here because why not? He looks like the best player available, and that's what we're all about. Another Roger Goodell animation, ranked at 83, got him at 128. Only normal dev, not a big deal. He's a backup. Well, we're at the beginning of year 5, and this is what the team is looking like. Of course, y'all know everybody here. Rashawn Cherry, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Bonds, Alex Hall, Lamar, the whole offensive line. It does have Atkins on the bench, but we're going to swap that really quick because we know we want him in the starting lineup over Clay. Defensively, not a lot of changes. Of course, we added the rookie Stanton. Hill already playing up to a 78 overall. We really could have upgraded that right end spot. Manny Gates isn't doing great developmental-wise, but he's been good enough, and we've been winning. We're a 90 overall team. I can't really complain too much. You're going to have a few pieces that just need to be good enough. And with Matabwike, Terrence Claiborne, and Daryl Burks, those 3 pass rushers right there alone, they overwhelm one side of the line or most of the line. So it's not a big deal. Now, we're still the same overall we were last year, so the draft went exactly to plan as we were able to replace the pieces we lost. So let's get to the midseason, see how this team is playing, and see if we need to make any more changes. Well, we're not going to worry about re-signing people here, as it is the last year of the rebuild so far. Before we get too much further into it, if we get this video to 30 likes, I've yet to get a video on this YouTube channel to 30 likes. If we get this to 30 likes, we will turn this into a 10-year rebuild. So y'all be sure to hit that like button. But we are currently sitting at 5-2, 90 overall, 92 offense, 88 defense, the same we were. And Atkins is only a star dev, and it looks like Alex Hall is hurt. That's not good. And we didn't know any dev traits on we didn't have any dev traits to reveal on defense, so I don't even know why I'm checking. And Lamar Jackson, 1,700 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's a bit high, but I'm not too concerned. Rushing, Lamar Jackson leading the way again. He's done it ever since we've started this rebuild. 253, 6 touchdowns. Alex Hall with 219 and 4 touchdowns. Isaiah Bond, 376 and 3. Atkins, the rookie tight end, 352 and 1. Zay Flowers with 350 and 4. And Rashawn Cherry with 335 and 3. Defensively, Moses Parsons leading the way in tackles. This could be the first year he leads the team. Matabwike in TFLs, and it looks like, per usual, Matabwike in sacks with 5.5. Hopefully he can continue his streak of the double-digit sacks. Claiborne at 4.5, Manny Gates at 3, Daryl Burks at 2.5, and Moses Parsons at 2. And 5 total picks, 1 for Parsons, 1 for Hamilton, 1 for Roquan, 1 for Nick Hill, the rookie, and 1 for Paulson Adebo. Well, at 5-2, our biggest move is just getting to the playoffs. So we're going to get there, and we will see y'all there. And sadly, in year 5, we don't even make the playoffs. We go 8-9. I'm curious to see if something happened. Maybe somebody got hurt. I mean, I didn't think Alex Hall getting hurt would be that big of a problem. Well, I didn't think we would take a dive like this. 8-9 is quite the fall off, especially for a 91 overall team, 93 offense, 91 defense, and those are our rankings. This might be the worst, best team I've ever seen. And Lamar got hurt. That's exactly what it was. Lamar got hurt. Torrey Livingston had to come in. I think I might have to start turning injury off in these rebuilds. If you agree with it, let me know down in the comments, and I will turn it off on the next one, because that is a ridiculous way to end this rebuild. Only 19 touchdowns, and Torrey Livingston is probably not a scrambler, so it probably didn't help much. John Gaddis, as Alex Hall got hurt, 7 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson with 10. Hall with 4. Receiving, Gerald Atkins, the rookie, 949 and 3. Isaiah Baum with 721 and 6. Cherry with 4 touchdowns. Zay Flowers with 7. Defensively, Roquan Smith led the way in tackles. Madubuike in TFLs was 17. And Madubuike in sacks with 9.5. Claiborne with 6.5. Manny Gates with 6.5. Daryl Burks with 4.5. And Mike Matthews with 3.5. 8 picks for Kyle Hamilton. That's nice that we get that now. 2 for Moses Parsons, 2 for Nick Hill, the rookie, 2 for Paulson Adebo, 1 for Roquan Smith, 1 for David Stanton, and 1 for Nate Wiggins. Well, and in year 5, the LA Rams win the Super Bowl 24-13, beating out the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, as we wrap up year 5, this is a look at the roster. Like I said earlier, guys, if y'all want to see a part 2 of this rebuild, get this video to 30 likes, and I'll be sure to do it as soon as I can. But this is the offense. Of course, Alex Hall is hurt, but he's playing up to it, or he's up to an 86 overall, or I guess 85 with a +1 boost being on the bench. Lamar Jackson started to regress a little bit with age. Zay Flowers developed really well. Rashawn Cherry developed really well. Isaiah Bond developed really well, even though he never got a dev trait. The offensive line's great. The only problem is this year in the free agency, we're losing Newhouse and Dickinson. Rudolph developed really nice. So did Coleman. Gerald Atkins got a superstar dev because of last year, up to an 81 overall as a rookie. That's fantastic. Defensively, we didn't get any dev traits. Roquan Smith regressed down. Paulson Adebo regressed down. This defense is getting old. I think we could turn it for a few drafts, maybe trade some players away and really turn it around. Probably move Claiborne down on the D-line, try to get those sack numbers up. But we'd have to find out in a 10-year. We don't know if we're going to do that yet. And if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, have a good one.